Hey sis, you don't have to wear that revealing shirt to get your man. You don't have to wear that super tight dress to get your man. You don't. You know, and a lot of people, I've heard a lot of things where, you know, oh, well, they shouldn't look, or I should be able to dress however I want. You should also sit down and bind that spirit of rebellion and pride. Okay? There's scripture about not causing our brother to stumble. I'm not going to get on that tonight, but wearing revealing clothes to get the attention of someone is not going to get the attention of the person that God has for you. It's not. Trying to manipulate somebody to want to be with you with your body is not going to get the man that God has for you. Do you understand? And I can say this because I am someone that God has delivered from a spirit of lust, from trying to please men, right? Getting my identity, getting my self-worth from man, right? I used to be a stripper, been there, done that, okay? That is not going to get you the man that God has called for you. Now, I'm not saying that you could, you know, that if you started in a lifestyle like that or you've done stuff like that, you got with somebody and God won't make that work. I'm not saying that because he absolutely can. God can do anything, right? You can meet somebody in sin and God can make it work. But when you're already walking with the Lord, why go backwards? You're supposed to go forwards. And it is so imperative to also check the people that y'all are following. The people that y'all are allowing to put hands on you and pray, the people you're touching and agreeing with, the people that you are, you know, calling your pastors or your prophets or whatever, what are they doing? What are they wearing? What kind of lifestyle do they have? What is their reason for wearing the clothes that they wear? Why? Why do you need to be wearing super revealing clothes? Now, I'm not saying, you know, you're out on the beach, you're on vacation, you go out to dinner, so on and so forth, you have, you know, a little skin showing or whatever, but just a full on, like, you know, and I get it. And I was also the person back in the day where I would post pictures, like old pictures of myself all the time. Like it was like a validation thing now that I think about it, right? And wanting the approval of others, wanting others to, hey, see me when I felt like I looked my best. Like, yeah, I don't dress like that no more, but check me out then. You know, just different mindsets, right? And sometimes you don't even realize it. You're posting these pictures, you're posting these videos, and in that moment, you don't see it like that. But it's when you get delivered and you mature and you grow in your walk with Christ and you've taken off that old man and you've left it and you've walked into the new man, right? Because God can't pour wine into old skins. I shouldn't say he can't. He's not going to. Okay? And you may not want to hear it right now. You may not want to hear the truth right now because back then I wasn't going to want to hear that from somebody, right? Back then I was like, I love God. What are you talking about? Me and him are like this, okay? We got our relationship down. He loves me how I am, you know? And it's really immature, if you want me to be real. It really is. And it also has to do with self-love and self-care, right? Loving yourself enough that you don't have to post every workout picture, right? If you're a fitness model, you do fitness, there's a difference in that, right? Finding the in-between, knowing where your heart is in the situation, okay? Where's your mind? Why are you posting the picture or video? What is your prerogative? What is your motive behind it, okay? Like, why? A long time ago, and we're no longer married, but I had posted a picture of me. I had been working out, posted from the side. I was like, yeah, that booty's popping. You know what I mean? And I was proud. I was so proud. I'd been putting in work. And he and I were actually going through it at the time, right? When I had posted it. And he was like, why are you posting that kind of picture? Like, why does it matter if the whole world knows about your booty gains? Those weren't his exact words. But, you know, and at the time, I kind of saw it. I was kind of like, okay. But I didn't get it. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't really click in. And honestly, I guess this is kind of sidetracking in a way, but it even goes back to entertaining certain conversations. like with a male and a female. I've heard different variations of this, right? Some people think that you should not be able to have a male friend whatsoever, or vice versa. I believe you can under certain circumstances, you know? And are you married? Are you single? You know, how does this person feel about you? How do you feel about them? Like, how are the conversations, you know, and being mindful of such. But the point of this particular point is like entertaining conversations with other people. If you're not planning to marry that person, if you're not dating to marry, you're not planning to marry that person, why have certain conversations? You know? And I'm not even trying to go on the whole, oh, well, looks can change. You don't want somebody to fall in love with your body. That's not the point. You don't want them to come after you because they are lusting after you. You want them to want you because of your light that's inside of you and because God has chose them for you. Notice I said, and because God has chosen them for you, not just because you're light. You don't want them to also want you just because of that light, right? And it's hard. I'm not somebody this is something else too. Some people say, oh, you can't wear makeup. You should never wear makeup. I don't believe in that. You want to wear makeup? Wear makeup. You want to do your hair? Do your hair. Feel good about yourself. You know what I mean? Like, but at the same time, like, don't lose yourself in it. And make sure your heart is right with God. You know, there was a point in time where I was kind of on the makeup thing. I'm an ex-stripper. So, and outside of the whole stripping thing, there was a lifestyle that I had, even outside of that. I was a very unloyal person. You know, always looking, always wanting to be, not always, I shouldn't say always. I wasn't always looking, but overcoming the spirit of lust is hard, right? At first it can be hard. And that's why you can't do it in your own strength. You absolutely cannot do it in your own strength, but it's a step, right? Asking God to help you, asking God to deliver you, you know, that way when you look at somebody, you're not looking at them with that kind of eyes. You're not looking at them with a lustful thought, a lustful heart, right? You're not trying to provoke other people to look at you lustfully. You don't want that. You know, you don't have to walk around wearing bags and rags, you know, I don't feel like that, but, be mindful of the things that you do wear. You know, you can actually attract a demonic spirit and give certain legal rights by different things that you do. Okay, it's important to understand these things. It's more than just the outside. It's more than just what meets the eye. It always goes on a deeper level spiritually. Always. And on top of it, why would you want to delay meeting the person that God has for you because you're out here playing games? And I know, like, I've kind of went off of what I first started this video with. But, you know, God would not let me sleep earlier. He's been wanting me to release a video like this. I'm going to release another. I'm going to release some scripture on it. I'm going to release some stuff on these demonic spirits, right? If you have time, look up the spirit of Jezebel. Look up the spirit of lust. Look up Lilith and her children. Look up these things. So then when you see these people out here that are flashing their goods around and walking around preaching Jesus, you might want to think twice about it. You might want to do your homework and check on this person. Even Satan knew the Bible. I don't care how well somebody knows the Bible. I don't care how much they can preach it. I don't care how smooth their words are, because the Bible also talks about people whose words are smooth as honey. Be aware of wolves in sheep's clothing. And also, there are people out there who truly do love God, but they're just battling these demons and they don't even realize it yet. Y'all, when God started calling me out of sin, I was in the strip club preaching to people about God. I was talking to people about God in the strip club drunk. And then I'm like, God, why did you let me do that? Like, you know, that is so embarrassing. And just different things. And I thought I had a relationship with him. I'm in the club praying. Hey, I knew scripture. I read scripture. Like I said, I thought me and him were good. It's time for us all to wake up. And you can do it. Men and women. This ain't just for women. It's also for the men too. Wake up. Shalom.